Aminu on Curry, behind the back, three-point is up. Oh! Stephen Curry! Uses Curry, way downtown, bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! Curry splits the defense behind the back, fires a three. Oh, he puts it in! What a spectacular move!
He's the best shooter in basketball history. One of the greatest and most entertaining players we've ever seen. To fans of a certain age, who may only know an NBA where Steph Curry and the Warriors are a dominant force, you may think Curry's greatness, as the son of a pro baller in a family of shooters, was preordained. But that's not how this story goes. So how did a barely recruited, wiry guard with bad ankles become a generational talent who literally changed the game? This is the story behind Steph Curry. Born Wardell Stephen Curry II to 16-year NBA veteran Del Curry and Sonia Curry, the future superstar began his life in Akron, Ohio, while Del played for the Cavs. Curry would spend the bulk of his childhood in Charlotte, where Del spent more than half his career playing for the original Hornets franchise.
What's it take to be a great basketball player like you?
Well, you really gotta want it. You gotta taste it. You gotta be able to smell it. I mean, you really gotta be hungry for it.
Dad, can we go to the Burger King? I am really hungry.
But it was in Toronto, where Del was a savvy shooting veteran on an up-and-coming Raptors team, that young Steph began making a name for himself. The weather toughened him up a little bit, Del told Sportsnet's Michael Grange in 2015. I still remember the first day of school he came home and said, "Man, we go outside regardless of the weather." Thanks to a remade shot crafted by Del, Steph led his Toronto 5-0 club team to a provincial championship before heading back south for high school at Charlotte Christian School, where he would become an all-state star in North Carolina. But major college programs don't exactly line up to recruit 160-pound guards. And Curry's preferred college, Del's and Sonia's alma mater, Virginia Tech, would only offer him a walk-on spot rather than a scholarship. So Steph settled for Davidson College close to home. The rest is NCAA history, as Curry made little-known Davidson must-watch TV. Though his collegiate career began with a 13-turnover game, Curry would lead the Wildcats to the NCAA tournament as a freshman. It was as a sophomore, though, that the sweet shooting youngster would become a household name. Who can forget the run Curry took 10th seeded Davidson on in 2008? Curry scored 30 second-half points to help erase a double-digit deficit for Gonzaga in the first round, leading the Wildcats to their first NCAA tournament win since 1969. Another huge second half from Curry rallied Davidson past second-seeded Georgetown in the second round. He tallied 33 points in a Sweet 16 destruction of Wisconsin, then added 25 more in a nail-biting loss to eventual champions Kansas in the Elite Eight.
Steps back off the dribble, count it, big-time player, Steph Curry.
Though Curry led the nation in scoring and was a consensus All-American as a junior, Davidson failed to make the 2009 tournament. Still, Curry declared for the draft as a surefire lottery pick in a loaded class. And he had a specific destination in mind.
I wanted to go to New York, and thought I was going to New York. I was in the draft, in the green room, get to the 8th spot, New York, get me.
Unfortunately for Knicks fans, despite Curry's agent and Del trying to steer Steph away from Golden State, the Warriors selected him 7th overall, one spot ahead of New York.
With the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
While questions about Curry's size, strength, and defensive deficiencies persisted early in his pro career, his offensive abilities translated to the NBA game immediately.
Parker reached on it, reached again.
Steph Curry put it in and draws the foul. Stephen Curry and Anthony Parker on skates.
He averaged 17.5 points and 5.9 assists while shooting better than 43% from deep as a rookie, finishing runner-up for Rookie of the Year behind Tyreke Evans in 2010. Those numbers stayed fairly consistent over the next 2 years, with Curry's production, even in a Don Nelson system, limited by the fact he was sharing a backcourt with the ball-dominant Monta Ellis. Through 3 seasons in the association, no one doubted Curry's ability to shoot or score, but the Warriors went 85 and 145, never finishing higher than 12th in the Western Conference. It was during that disappointing third season in 2011-2012, however, that the foundation of the Warriors' future dynasty was laid, unbeknownst to anyone watching. In hiring Mark Jackson to replace Nelson and trading Ellis to Milwaukee for Andrew Bogut, Golden State began to forge a defensive identity and cleared the hurdle that was previously preventing Curry from taking full control of the team's offense. In addition, ankle and foot injuries limited Curry to just 26 of 66 games in 2011-12 before he underwent arthroscopic ankle surgery for a second straight offseason. The combination of those injury concerns and Golden State's failure to become a winner over his first 3 seasons meant that when the team signed Curry to a 4-year, $44 million extension back in 2012, it was seen as a gamble on the part of the Warriors. That narrative was quickly put to bed, as Curry averaged more than 23 points and 7 assists over the next 2 seasons, becoming a perennial All-Star and leading the Warriors to the playoffs in both 2013 and 2014 after a 6-year drought.
From where people predicted us at the beginning of the year, this is definitely hard work paying off.
It also helped that the Warriors had drafted Klay Thompson with the 11th pick in 2011 and Draymond Green with the 35th pick in 2012. The 2013 playoffs, in particular, teased the type of devastation Curry was capable of wrecking on the league, as just like he did with an underdog Davidson team at the collegiate level, Curry carried the 6th-seeded Warriors to a first-round upset of the 57-win Nuggets, then pushed the eventual West champion Spurs to 6 games in the second round.
Here we go. There you go. It's Curry time, third quarter. They're back.
With Curry's stock rising, Under Armour made him the face of its lesser-known basketball division, which now includes Curry's own brand under UA, the way Jordan Brand operates under Nike. Back on the court, after a first-round loss to the rival Clippers the following year, Golden State replaced Jackson with Steve Kerr, setting the stage for Curry and the Warriors to take the final step towards all-time greatness. With Thompson becoming an established star in his own right, Green taking David Lee's starting spot and running with it, and Kerr turning Curry's Warriors loose in a free-flowing read-and-react offense, Golden State became an instant juggernaut under its new coach. The 2014-15 Warriors went 67-15, one of the 13 best records in NBA history, while Curry took home MVP honors for averaging roughly 24 points and 8 assists in less than 33 minutes per game. In the first 35 years of the three-point era, only 4 players had ever attempted 8+ three-point attempts per game, as Curry did in 2014-15. In the following 6 seasons, it was done 34 times, with 14 more players doing it in the 2020-2021 season at the time of this writing. Why do you think they call it a copycat league? Though LeBron James pushed them in ways no one thought the Cavs could without Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love in the 2015 finals, the Warriors ultimately prevailed in 6 games, claiming the franchise's first championship since 1975.
The Golden State Warriors are the 2015 NBA champions. Their first title in 40 years.
Along the way, a younger Curry stole the show at post-game press conferences, launching a new trend in athletes' media availabilities. Curry and the Warriors somehow found a way to top themselves the following year. Well, at least in the regular season. The defending champions opened the 2015-16 season on a 24-game winning streak en route to an NBA record 73 wins, with Curry playing the game at a godlike level of mastery. Curry became the first unanimous MVP in league history in 2016, averaging 30.1 points, 6.7 assists, 5.4 rebounds, and a league-leading 2.1 steals on 50, 45, 91 shooting for the best regular season team ever. A team that performed 22.6 points per 100 possessions worse with Curry on the bench. Think about that. A history-making team played like the worst team in the league in the minutes Curry wasn't on the court. Steph also became the first player to ever average double-digit three-point attempts per game. Just 5 years later, 6 players are averaging at least 10 attempts per game in the 2020-2021 season alone. Call it the Curry effect. More than the numbers though, what many will remember about Curry's Warriors over those first 2 seasons of the Steve Kerr era were the moments of unbelievable brilliance.
Taken by Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
And the feeling of inevitability that came with every Warriors game or Curry-led run. Until, of course, the inevitable triumph became the impossible collapse. After winning 88 of their first 103 games, the Warriors dropped 3 straight to LeBron's Cavs in a finals rematch, becoming the first team to blow a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. Game 7, the series, and what could have been the best season in basketball history ended when Curry himself failed to break down Kevin Love, cementing a frustrating playoff run for Curry, who was slowed by a sprained MCL. Warriors fans, and family members, didn't take the loss very well. But that collapse led to the courting of Kevin Durant, and Curry still being on that team-friendly deal signed way back in 2012 meant the Warriors could sign KD without needing to move the team's incumbent stars. What followed was what you'd expect from arguably the most talented team ever assembled. With Curry, Durant, Thompson, and Green leading the charge, Golden State went 125-39 in the first 2 seasons of the KD era, and 32-6 in the playoffs, en route to 2 more championships. Though Durant emerged as the team's best player in the biggest moments, and ran away with 2 Finals MVP awards in 2 years, don't discount Curry's brilliance during the final 3 years of Golden State's half-decade of dominance. Off the court, the culture created by Curry's remarkable unselfishness for a superstar is part of what lured Durant to the Bay in the first place. His willingness to sacrifice for KD is one of the great stories in history, Scottie Pippen said in 2016. It's worth mentioning here that, like many of his contemporaries, Curry has also made an impact in the real world. An impressive golf nut, he shot a couple rounds of 4 over 74 in a Web.com tour tournament in 2017. One of Curry's charitable initiatives saw him help launch and fully fund a golf program at HBCU Howard University. Back on the court, Curry averaged 26 points and 6 assists on 64% true shooting during the 3 years he played with Durant. And though the Durantless Warriors fell to the Raptors in 6 games in 2019, Curry's ability to single-handedly warp a defense was on full display.
Curry on the drive, reverse, banks it home, and the foul. Steph Curry with an answer.
Nick Nurse's Raptors deployed a box and one, a defensive strategy more common in youth basketball than the NBA, let alone the finals, in a desperate attempt to slow Curry at a time Durant and Thompson were both sidelined. Nevertheless, that Durantless finals loss, the 2016 meltdown, and the fact Curry came out of 5 finals without a single finals MVP to his name is often held up as the knock on Curry's legacy. As if the guy isn't a 2-time MVP who has served as the best player on a championship team, the best player on a 73-win team, or as if he hasn't actually averaged more points in finals games than Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, to name just a few. People don't associate him to greatness because he doesn't dominate the game physically, Steve Nash said of Curry in 2018. He dances. He pays a tax for that. He pays a tax for his great teammates. Those Curry doubts grew louder as the Warriors, coming off a last-place finish in a 2019-20 season where Steph only played 5 games, started slowly again in 2020-2021. Steph answered those doubters with a career-high performance in the 6th game of his 12th season.
Steph is running into the front court. Draymond finds him another 3. Got it! 62! 62!
There's simply nothing like the spectacle of watching an offensive onslaught wrought by Curry. And over the last half-decade, Few sounds have become as familiar to NBA fans as the sound of a crowd gasping, sighing, or erupting before the ball has even left Curry's hands, depending on whether he's on the road or at home.
Curry off the screen, got enough room. Again, butter. Steph Curry.
It's not just those moments, the prolific and unbelievably efficient numbers, or the resume that will stand the test of time when it comes to Curry. 6 All-Star selections, 6 All-NBA teams, 2 MVPs, 3 championships through 11 seasons, by the way. It's the impact on the very game itself. Whether it's teams looking to emulate Curry and the Warriors' success, teams needing high-variance strategies to keep up with them, teams needing janky defenses to beat them, or a new generation of ballers trying to follow in his footsteps towards limitless range, basketball at every level looks different today because of Wardell Stephen Curry II. If that's not a legacy, what the hell is? Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button.